Good morning, everyone. This is Michael from BroJMR, and in this week's video, we are going to discuss one of my favorite film trilogies of all time. That's right, Back to the Future. We're not going to talk about the films themselves. We're not going to talk about timelines, plot holes, behind the scenes, making of, blah, 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 blah. What we're going to discuss is my Back to the Future collection. As you can see behind me, there's a whole stack of stuff on that shelf. And also over my shoulder, there's a whole bunch more stuff. So join me as we delve into my nerdy Back to the Future collection. All right, the first thing we're going to go through is my comic book collection. Check these out. All right, everyone, the first one we're going to look at is the Harvey Comics Back to the Future promotional issue from 1991. Now, this was a tie-in to the animated series that came out after Back to the Future 3. I got this for Christmas. On the back you can see it's got an advertisement for the trilogy Back to the Future VHS set. One of the most popular comedy adventures of all time is now available in a special limited edition box set, including a free copy of The Secrets of the Back to the Future trilogy. $12.95 value. Each cassette contains 2 exciting offers for a special Back to the Future t-shirt and model kit. You can see it was $59.99. You can see I'm doing it at an angle because I've got my ring light on and I don't want to have glare. I unfortunately do not have this. I want to get this. This is something that I'm on the lookout for. So this will be a fun find as soon as I can find one complete. The next is the IDW run that came out in 2015 for the 30th anniversary. This first one is a special re-release cover of it with the time readouts. All right, so here's issue 1. And I've not read all of these. I've read probably the first 5 or 6 issues, but I kind of got behind on it. So this is something I look forward to finishing and reading. So there's issue 1. There's issue 2. Issue 3. 4. 5. 6. Continuum Conundrum Part 1. Here's Continuum Conundrum Part 2, Issue 7. And Part 3, Issue 8. Part 4 for Issue 9. Part 5 for Issue 10. Issue 11 is Part 6. Alright, now we get into a new storyline. Issue 12. We got Issue 13. Issue 14. 15. 16. Issue 17. Issue 18. Let me say, I love the artwork on this stuff. It's so great. Issue 19 starts a new storyline, Hard Time Part 1. 20 is Part 2. 21 is Part 3. And then we got Time Served Part 1, which is Issue 22. Issue 23 is Part 2. Issue 24 is Part 3. Issue 25 is Part 4. And then that's where it ends. Now the next one is Back to the Future Citizen Brown. Now this was based on the Telltale game, video game. So here is Issue 1, Issue 2, Issue 3, and hold on a minute. Sorry about that. My cat decided to be a little jerk and try to knock a bunch of stuff over. So where were we? Okay, issue 3 of Citizen Brown. And now here's issue 4. Issue 5. Alright, the next one is Back to the Future Tales from the Time Train. Now what this was a line of comics that took that talked about Doc Brown's adventures with Clara and his kids after Back to the Future 3. When they left in the time train and the adventures that they went on. Here's issue 2. Issue 3. Issue 4. Issue 5. Issue 6. The next one is Biff to the Future. Now this one is the story of Biff. Of after he got the almanac, how he became the millionaire that he was. Issue 1. Issue 2. Issue 3. Now I don't have issues 4 and 5. I am missing those. This is issue 6. But I do have a conundrum. It has all of the issues in them. So I have all of the ones that I'm missing. All right, so those were the comics. And one of the things that I do like about the IDW issues is they were written in part by Bob Gale, the original creator of Back to the Future. So they have a little bit of more authenticity to it. All right, so next, let's talk about movies. All right, first up we have is the Laserdiscs. I only have 3 copies on Laserdisc. I don't have part 3. That's the one I gotta look for. But this first one right here is the original Back to the Future. This one came out in 1986. There we go. 1986. All right. And next we have the letterbox edition of Back to the Future. This one came out in 1991. Letterbox. Which what letterbox is basically widescreen for full screen televisions. Next we have Back to the Future Part 2. This one came out in 1990. And then there's the back. Laserdiscs. Alright, up next is the VHS. Here is the first Back to the Future VHS. This one came out in 1989. Let's see if I can get it without a glare. There we go. Let's see if we can figure it out. There you go. And then we also have another copy of Back to the Future, a different release. This one was released in 1994. Darn ring light glare. Oh, pretty similar in design on the back. Next is Back to the Future Part 2. This one is from 1990, the release from 1990. This is those ones that has those black cases that were in that special limited edition set that was advertised on the back of that comic book. And here is Back to the Future Part 3. This one was also released in 1990. Back to the Future 3 is the one that I watched actually the most, because this is the one that I actually had on VHS growing up. I think I had a recorded copy off TV of Back to the Future, the original Back to the Future. And Back to the Future 2, I did never have on VHS. So this is actually probably my favorite one, only because I didn't watch it that much as a kid. So when I did have a chance, I did get to watch it. It was like always exciting for me. Now this is a special edition one. I have it in a keep box because I like to keep it safe. Number one, it's sealed from 1994. Number two, it is, there we go. It is the McDonald's release of it. I don't know if you guys remember, but in 1994, McDonald's did a promotion where they would sell promotional copies of movies, Back to the Future, Wayne's World, and I want to say Dirty Dancing was the other one. I could be wrong. Comment in the comment section if you had any of these and which ones they were. But this one, as you can see, is pretty much the same as this release. Just a little bit different. It's closer to that back. Yeah, okay, I guess being 1994, it would be this one right here. But this was the McDonald's promotion, and that's really awesome. It's completely sealed, and so I've got it in a keeper case to protect it. All right, next we have DVD releases. This is from 2002. This is the first release on DVD. I don't remember, I can't recall if this was my original one from 2002 or if this is one that I picked up later. I did get it in 2002 when it first was released because I was working at a video store at the time. So I cannot remember if this was my actual one that I purchased or if this is one I purchased later on. It does say widescreen because they did put a full screen release out of it. I don't know why. That's stupid. And I don't remember if this is one of the ones that had the framing issues. Because if you recall, the 2002 editions, DVD editions, was the first time they had them on DVD. And they had some framing issues. They went back and re-released them, fixed. I know that I never was able to pick up a re-released copy of it back in the day, and so I don't remember if this one is it. It's not like it is now where you can just mail the disc packs in and they'll mail you fixed copies. And the next one we have is Back to the Future, the animated series. This is the complete series. All 26 episodes on 4 discs. This took place after Back to the Future 3 in the timeline. The Harvey Back to the Future line comics, these ones right here, were also a tie-in to the animated series back in the day. And in fact, several issues of this were just comic book versions of some of the episodes. All right, the first one we have is the 25th anniversary Back to the Future trilogy Blu-ray set. This one came out in 2010. So that's that one. Alright everyone, now as I was editing this video together, I noticed that it was running a little long and there was nothing that I wanted to cut out of it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to divide this video into 2 parts. And so with that, this is the end of part 1, to be concluded in the next video. For right now, thanks for watching. Blessed be. Be sure to hit that subscribe button right here for new stuff coming out soon, and then somewhere down here will be the previous video or some kind of video you can link to. So thanks for watching. Blessed be, and good night. See you in the next one.